Hey there, welcome back to another video. This is Adrian, the co-founder here at Agent Overdrive. And in this video, I'm going to be speaking about how to stand out as a yacht broker. How do you stand out in a market that is full of salespeople in the same industry, doing the same stuff, going after the same prospects with similar selling propositions? Well, before we get into it, I've left a link down in the description to a video that shows you exactly what we do to help our clients get more listings and sales. This will also give you the option to book a virtual meeting with us if you're interested in what we do. So check that out either before you watch this video or after. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I first want to address the limiting belief that holds many yacht brokers back, and that is blaming external circumstances. You know, it's a well-known fact that the market isn't as good as it used to be, that interest rates are going up, inflation rates, market is crashing, etc. We all know this stuff. The only problem becomes when you let these things that are outside of your control determine your success. You see, even in these bad, crashing, crippling conditions, there are still yacht brokers who are being successful, who are making ends meet. So how come that while you're there complaining about the market's conditions and that you are not able to get to where you want to get because of the market, which is outside of your control, while there's brokers that are making hundreds of thousands in commissions and are still making things work even regardless of the market? You see, you don't want to let this belief that, the market is bad, be the thing that determines your level of success, because there's clearly been people that have showcased that that is not the case. So you don't want to use this as a cope to not do what is necessary for you to be successful. That's just a limiting belief that I wanted to address. I've heard that many, many times, and I thought I just needed to speak about it. But let's actually get into the practical steps of how do you stand out? Well, we pretty much know that by now, to get what 99% of people won't get, we have to do what 99% of people won't do. So what does that mean? The first step to you being able to stand out is being the hardest worker. We all know that the hardest worker are the people who get the best results. The harder you work, the more results you get. Fair enough. You already know this. So how exactly do you put this into practice? Well, if you look at this, so many people think short term. They think, how can I get a commission now? How can I do something that is quick, cheap, and easy? That's going to be my competitive edge. But the problem is that when you think about something that is quick, cheap, and easy to create your competitive advantage, because it's cheap, quick, and easy, there's so many other people who are going to think about that and implement it for themselves. And because it's so easy to implement, it no longer becomes a competitive advantage. So instead of thinking short term and how you can make things easy now, why not think to yourself, what is something that is hard, takes effort, something that is expensive and takes time that I can use as my competitive advantage? Because of the very fact that it's hard to implement and that it's more long-term thinking, there's less and less and less people willing to go that far. And therefore you stand out. Because unlike other people thinking short-term, you're thinking more long-term, and you're willing to sacrifice that short-term pleasure or short-term gain, and you're willing to go the extra mile, do things that are hard in exchange for long-term success. So you want to ask yourself, how can I help these people? How can I help my clients? We speak in this channel a lot about lead magnets, so I'm not going to touch too deep into that. But lead magnets are a great way of separating yourself, and you really just want to give, and then ask a prospect. You want to give as much value up front to make sure that they trust you and they believe you're the expert before you go ahead and you ask for the close. Before there's any contract in place, you want to showcase to them that you are the expert by providing them as much free value up front as you can before you ask anything from them. And you see, when you put out educational content and you post your results and you show people testimonials of the work that you've been doing and you build your brand, people can tell you're getting stuff done. You don't have to scream it at them. Once people see that you're building a brand, that you're providing value to people through your newsletters, your weekly emails, your social media, once they see that you've been consistent and you've been building these up and you've been educating people and showing them the work that you're doing, that's often also going to be a great help in transmitting to them the fact that you are a hard worker. Because, growing social media, building a brand isn't easy, right? It takes time, and people admire those who have made it there. Because think about it, when a seller is going to want to sell, who are they going to go to? Are they going to go to the broker down the street who they've been referred to? Or are they going to go to the broker who they've been educated by through their content, who their brand have become familiar with, and who've seen their value and their expertise through their content? Of course, it's going to be the second one. Of course, it's going to be the broker that has a brand, because now these people have showcased that they're the experts, they're trustworthy, and they've provided so much free value. It's easier if they become more desirable by the market, just to make it simple. And you see, speaking about the long-term, short-term stuff, another way to stand out is instead of just focusing on 20% of the market who are looking to buy or sell now, you focus on the 80% of the pie who don't necessarily want to buy or sell now, but want to and will do in the future. And you see, of course, it's important for you to get the people who want to buy and sell now, because how else are you going to make a living? But then your long-term strategy should be specifically nurturing those who want to buy and sell later. And if you think about it, if you can make these people who want to sell and buy in the long term, in the long run, if you can make these people know you, like you, and trust you, who do you think, again, that they'll go to once they want to sell or buy? Is it going to be the broker who they just met? Or is it going to be the guy who has been following up with them and keeping up with them and helping them for months and months and months before there even being any deal put on the table? Of course, it's going to be you. And you see, I'm actually going to tell a quick story about a broker that I've heard. But basically, his primary method of acquisition was that he would go around. He would cold call people, and then instead of with the deals that he wouldn't be able to get right now, what he would do is he would every month or every few weeks he would follow up with the same leads. Instead of asking them, "Hey, are you looking to buy and sell?" He would ask them, "How can I help?" And every few weeks, every month, he would follow up with the same leads, and he'd be like, "Hey, how can I help? How's things going? Hit me up. How can I help you?" And by giving all this free value up front, when it came time for these people to actually sell 6 months down the line, a year down the line, who do you think they went to? Of course, they went to him because he has been nurturing them for so long. He's been helping them so long before they even had anything to sell, right? Put simply, if you can see this as a how can I build the most relationships kind of game, you will win. Because you see, relationships and the human touch is something that will never be taken away from this industry. There's one thing that's going to remain here forever, especially in the yachting industry. It's going to be networking, relationships, connections. So if you can harness those from now, you're going to win. With that said, thank you for making it this far. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and check out our channel if you want to see more videos like this. And I hope you have a great one. Bye-bye.